I'm Bill,
I'm Chase.
and this is Wildcat Chat, the home of all things Kentucky basketball. Welcome back to episode 14 of Wildcat Chat. I'm Bill,
I'm Chase.
and we're going to recap what just happened this weekend.
Not shirtless, so you know what that means.
Yeah. Have we won 2 games in a row and all year? We have.
The SEC, I think once.
Yeah, yikes.
A long time ago.
So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the good of Oklahoma, and then we'll look ahead as tournament time rolls.
I just said a long
near.
time ago,
Yeah.
but isn't it crazy the regular season ends this week? Feels like it's flown by, but also has been 9 years long with all these injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have an icebreaker ready?
Oh, you know I have an icebreaker ready.
We're going to flip it over to Brian.
All right, my boys. If you guys could be an Olympic athlete in any Olympic sport, which one would you pick? Summer or winter?
I always go first, so you're going first this time.
Oh, I'm going first this time?
Why? I enjoy this
I mean,
McDonald's Coke.
I love basketball the most, so I would love to get a gold medal in basketball. If it's a random sport I know nothing of, I would just want, especially after this past Olympics, I would want to just be the best pole vaulter ever and not be because of names of unfortunate incidents.
Doink.
Yeah.
I would definitely go with swimming.
Okay.
I think Michael Phelps was an absolute gem of a guy, and the fact that he can eat like 20,000 calories a day. That's why I'd be a swimmer.
Knowing how much you're going to burn,
So
you can
just
do
eat
it.
and drink Coke all day long and just be happy.
Yeah, would you be one of the freestyle meets? Would you be a relay swimmer? What would you do?
I wouldn't be able to work with others, so I would go my own. This is impressive that I'm allowing this to happen. So shows how much I like you, Chase. So, all right, so that was a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
I was going to go basketball too, but
What would
yeah.
yours be?
I would absolutely love to get a gold medal in curling. And I specifically want to be the guy with the broom.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't want to release the stone, but I want to be the guy going down and getting yelled at.
I could see him walking in with his own broom,
Brian,
like handle,
now a Foley
like
artist
case.
over there.
Like he brings a case in, like a guitar case, and he opens it up, and it's like his brush.
Yeah,
It's got like his logo
Yeah.
on
flames
it.
on the side.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I will say, when I was, I lived in basically almost a frat house. It was just like 4 dudes, but we were all like the chillest. Let's go to church on Sunday morning. So it was a very boring frat house.
Crack open,
No,
make ultras.
but it was during
at the church.
I just happened to turn it on, and it was badminton, but like the most aggressive badminton I've ever seen. I was like, I would love to play to that level of badminton.
Oh yeah.
Just like 100 miles an hour back and forth, no stop. I was like, that is impressive. You ever played?
Do I look
You
like a
seem-
badminton guy?
You've seen bougie. Bougie people have
Badminton?
yeah, they have the badminton out on the
Maybe
no?
pickleball.
Pickleball. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the new thing. All right. So pickleball is the new badminton. I actually didn't know there was an N in badminton until
So it's badminton?
it's badminton.
Oh, badminton.
I was like badminton.
Yeah, no, I thought it was badminton as well. I'm also surprised neither of you picked breakdancing.
After the one.
Or
Yeah, ray gun.
the shooting with the person with like the
Yes,
friggin', like
that was cool.
Blade Runner 2049 eye gear.
You knew who else was shooting? Otega Oweh. Oklahoma. So
All
I
right,
have to
let's go.
confess,
All right.
first game all year I didn't watch.
It doesn't matter because as our producer Jessica can attest, it wasn't on for the first 14 minutes of the game because it was Vandy, Texas A&M, and this is, I'm not joking, with 1:42 to go, he started fouling. It wasn't like, oh, it's a minute.
Ugh.
1:42, and they only I think they only lost by 2. So like the strategy was working.
Yeah.
It made 1:42 last. I believe it was 47 minutes.
These 3-hour games got to end. We've had bunches of them this year. I mean, I was at the Auburn game Saturday. I left at like 3:40. The game started at 1. We got to end the 3-hour diatribes we're having. So I'm gonna let you talk about your boy Oweh because he
All
just drug us across the finish line.
I have to showcase my love for this guy because in the last 3 games he has missed his double digits twice, and they've been pretty bummer performances, especially with foul trouble between Auburn and Alabama's second game. So you go back into the state you played in to your old
To his old team. Yep.
Fans booing you. I saw a lot of people bringing up tweets where like everyone was so glad he left. They did not like him.
How can you not like him?
Very mediocre. I would say an okay first half, but I believe 21 of the last 23 points scored, 18 straight.
18 straight.
Legitimately.
Have you seen? I mean, when's the last time you've? Or like Jody Meeks? Remember
Meeks against Tennessee is the
That was
only
it,
other
right?
time I can think about it. It's just it was insane, and the boos started feeding off him, and he kept missing foul shots though, and it drives me nuts.
It does.
It's always the second of two. Just woo-saw, make them both. But it didn't matter towards the end because of what he was doing. And on a night where I believe it was, I think it was the Michigan State game. I think they were playing Maryland, the Terrapins.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
The turtle, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Hey,
I didn't know if you
we
knew
got
or not.
animal fans here. I appreciate that.
There's no N in turtle. Keep going.
Turtle? Is it just like a dancing?
I just want to make sure you knew.
But he made like a 3/4 length shot
Who
for
did?
a buzzer beater.
Oh yeah, the Michigan State guy. Yeah.
Same night, so everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Well, this buzzer beater
Right.
was," but like, it was really impressive that Oweh literally almost threw it blind to the basket, threw it over his head for a bank, and then got down. And everyone was like, "Garrison got the block," but
Oweh was in there.
He was definitely in there. And
Did you see Garrison want the smoke after the game?
I put my gosh, stop trying to fight everyone.
It's supposed to just throw hands with everybody. And then they started throwing beer cans at him. Did you see that? Garrison's my spirit animal. I love it.
I do love it. As long as like I was just thinking of, and it had nothing to do with fighting, but Isaac Humphries. It made me think.
Why?
No, it made me think of.
Don't bring
We
him up.
had the game
They had
won.
one good game.
We had the game won, and he spiked the basketball and didn't catch it, and they
Yes.
called the technical. I was
Yeah.
like, do not get a technical called on you when we have this game won.
Do you know they tried to go to the?
Yeah. Doug shows. Of course he
Yeah.
did. These
But
refs are
wait.
terrible. Oh my gosh.
We're about to spin this the other way.
I have Oweh aside, I do want to give my props to the other Oklahoma guy. He didn't play for Oklahoma. He played for Oklahoma State, I do believe. But Brandon Garrison, 2 threes back to back. He, in one possession, I kid you not, he blocked a kid, trash talked him,
Mhm.
then started sprinting to get the ball. on
And
the
he runs
fast
like a
break.
gazelle too. When he runs, He's
And
so
I believe
lanky.
it was an and one.
It was an and one. It was impressive.
So to be able to like still get in your quips and then be like, oh, I gotta go. I'll call you later. Well, DeMarcus Cousins, but Brea, 1 for 6, led the team in rebounds. Quietly did the stuff.
Actually,
that we
I didn't
needed to
know
win.
that.
Yes,
I know he played the most
seven,
on the team.
7 boards.
35 minutes. He played the most on the team, and we're going to need that.
Yeah, we'll get to
Moving
that. I
forward.
was like, I think
A little
Pope
precursor
understands what's happening
Yeah.
and is starting to play him a lot more, and we'll talk about why. I do have a bit. Refs, what in the world? You didn't watch the game.
I watched it, just not live.
Okay.
I'll never not watch a UK game, just so you know.
I really appreciate that. There was that part in the second half where we had some momentum. I think we were up 7.
Mm.
The
Oh, yeah.
ball is
Early.
juggling between 2 Oklahoma guys, and it goes out of bounds in the right corner. And they're
Yeah.
like, what?
Very clearly.
Nah, it's their ball.
Yeah.
And they went on an 8-0 run after
Here,
that.
I have it on the TV, right? Oh, never mind. Keep
Okay.
going. The TV's not there anymore.
It was the most horrendous thing. And they went into that. You then get Butler, who's coming back in his first game. He gets fouled out on one of the most
Only played 20 minutes. It's
one of
crazy.
the most obvious Like, I understand the concept of why block charge in real time sometimes can be difficult to call, but the point guard literally speared him with a bent over shoulder.
Speared him.
Like, this is when you know. I'm
Bill
sorry,
Goldberg
I'm
rolled in and just.
the office linebacker or whatever from the.
Did you see John Cena turned heel?
I'm glad. I mean, it's the most I've ever followed.
Yeah,
Wrestling
I followed
ever.
it for 9 seconds. John Cena turned heel. For all you 0 WWE fans out there, what's happening? Can't see me.
I know enough.
Anyway, keep
about,
going. I just thought about Spear, Goldberg. That's how my mind works.
Oh, okay.
I'm showing you.
You're showing me the
Spear,
path.
Goldberg,
Okay.
John Cena, heel, hit the camera, go back to you.
And they talked about that. What was his name? Ron. Well, who's the guy that he turned heel on?
Ron Burgundy? No.
The guy with
Cody Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes was his dad. Cody Rhodes.
Is his name
Yeah.
Cody?
I think so. I don't
All right.
know. Do I look like a wrestling guy?
We talked about it. I thought
I didn't mean that. Doesn't
Anyway,
mean I like it.
basically what they were saying is the guy that he turned heel on, there have been interviews that Stone Cold was like, if you ever need help, so I was like, if Stone Cold Steve Austin comes back,
Bring him back.
we'll
switch this
make
to a
this
wrestling
an off-season
podcast.
wrestling podcast.
No, we
where I will know no terminology.
won't.
Yeah, I'll be like, the man did the thing with the elbow.
The people's
the
elbow.
people's elbow. Yeah, I know. No,
If you
yeah.
smell what the Rock is cooking,
Yeah.
What's his real name?
Dwayne Johnson.
Impressive.
Well, I mean, he's in a lot of movies.
What
You're
was
asking
his-
a movie guy.
What was his first name
Oh.
in wrestling? What was his first handle? Is that what they call it? Stage name?
Is it the?
No, it was not The Rock. No, Rocky Maivia. Look it up.
Nice. Where'd he play football?
That was the Oklahoma game. Miami.
He did.
The
U.
The U.
Nice. I do want to bring up one thing on that. I know. You've seen the footage. I've seen the footage. Pope did not like when he got fouled
Mhm.
out.
Oh,
Do you
that's
think now he's pushing something else, or the obvious? It seems a little BS was thrown. Do you think our Pope needed to confess afterwards?
No.
Okay.
Let him have it.
All right. But
The prodigal son is allowed to make some mistakes.
The refereeing is that bad when the oh my gosh guy is starting
You're
to throw
not
some.
You're not gonna see me defend the refs. The Zebras. I think they look in the mirror before the game and they say, "Let's make it about you today."
Get out there and make it about you.
That's because they do it, and I saw it
Yep. Shows.
in the Auburn game.
All right, so we had the first 13 minutes of the first half not shown
Of the Oklahoma game.
of the Oklahoma game.
And then what happened in the Auburn game?
Now let's go to the Auburn game. We were at an event. You actually were there at the event,
Yes.
left to go to the game, and then came back to the event.
Mm.
They had it on the TVs. Legitimately, not even midway through the second half, it went to a
As it probably should have.
I think a
it was
Boston Brew.
hockey.
Yeah, Boston.
it
Brew.
should've.
It was an NFL, but
We were getting our arse kicked.
so tell me about it. You were there. I want to hear your thoughts now on that
First
game.
off, there was unofficially, I believe there was over 80 former UK players in the building.
I saw a lot
And
that
alumni.
you saw some people. You saw.
I saw Eric
Dan-
Daniels, who
I
he is as tall as this room. He's
I
a
miss
man,
him.
and his hair is another like 6 inches. He looks good.
Darius Miller. Did you see that Shagari Aline was there?
I did not. How the heck did I miss
I know.
Shigari? He would have hit his head on the scoreboard.
But it was really cool. They
I
brought him
did
back
see
for alumni weekend.
Antoine Walker was there, and he's just
Well,
the guy does
if you
not.
remember, you were there when he did the Y, and you were like, "Who's that?" And you're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
he was struggling to walk out."
he's
and then
struggling.
You were there up close, so
He
you got
was
to
sweating.
see.
I wanted to ask him if he was jumping rope in the attic, but he was going to say I peeled an orange. That's an old Kevin James joke. But he was there. John Wall was there. John Wall was super incognito. I
That's
like
cool
saw.
It's cool
yeah,
he's there though.
yeah,
I
John
saw
Wall's the
Darius
man.
Miller.
I'm very impressed by Auburn. I know we're going to get into a little bit of
No,
our
I-
problems, but Auburn, and it pains me to say it because
They've not listen. They are a smidge better than Tennessee
Yeah.
all time, with one Final Four appearance, and they are tied with Alabama for one Final Four appearance. Never made it all the way. It is fine if every once in a while you get these teams that go. Ken Palm, which again, if you want to look at analytics, it's not perfect metrics.
is that his last name? Palm?
I don't know.
Does he live in Pompano Beach?
It looks like
where's Palm come from? He's a Palm. He's a cheerleader.
I don't know. Well, we talked about this one day. When you take two words and you put them, splice them together,
Mhm.
it's called a portmanteau. I think that's what Ken Palm is.
A poor man's toe.
I
No.
just wanted to educate just a little. That's all you need. That's all you need. No.
Smells stinky.
They're saying with their plus 39 offense, like blah blah. They do their own calculations. There's not been a team as good as them since the 2015 38-1 UK
Kentucky
team. So
I was very impressed on the court. I was very impressed off the court. Their coaches are all involved. Their coaches are all really good. Bruce Pearl carries that team on his shoulder. He is in every single player's face, screaming, yelling, inviting them to barbecues for illegal stuff, allegedly. He walked out at I tell you this.
you
he
texted
walked
me.
past us at halftime, and I said,
Where's the barbecue?
Bruce. And he kind of like, and I said, where's the barbecue party at later? And he went, I was like, that was awesome. 5 minutes of fame.
Oh, that's great.
And the other coach behind him looked at me and he was like, I hate you. He didn't say that, but it was great.
But
we were sitting next to Auburn fans and they were obnoxious. And my boy was here, and then this obnoxious Auburn fan was here. And my son had to basically stop me from getting into a fight with this guy. My boy's 12, so like that wasn't a shining
How
moment
did he
for me.
feel seeing? I'm sure he's not seen many losses this year.
He was
Did it
very
bum him
sad.
out? Did
He
it
asked
bum
if
him
we
out?
could leave with like 8 minutes to go, and he never wants to leave.
I've gone to a couple of Rupp games where we lost, but it was always against, it was like a Kansas game. We lose by like 4. It was close the whole game.
We didn't. I didn't feel confident. The time where they went on that, where did it go up to like 17-6 or 19-6?
I believe it was 23-8
Yeah.
at one point, 21-8. I think they were down 13 real quick.
Yeah. Turnover, banking threes. Two from the same guy. Which, by the way, Miles Terry had 20. How many points did he have? He had 20. He had a lot. 30. He had 30 points. You know how much he scored? What he averages on the season?
14.
10.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Hey, welcome to Rupp Arena, where the
Kiddie pool sized
kiddie
rims.
pool.
Yeah. We could talk about the game because I need you, because that was the joke, is that the ABC truck went out. ESPN had themselves a week. Didn't watch first half of the Oklahoma game. Then we can't watch the second half. But, which is funny, they weren't able to do referee reviews because that truck went out. So I guess in the stadium, did you notice that they would like go to the monitor and they couldn't do anything? That's nice. I want to talk.
There's an unofficial rumor that it was Billy Gillespie that crashed into the CBS drunk again.
That would make Alumni Weekend the best it could ever be. No, I want to talk a little bit about the game. I'm sure you've seen it.
I was there. Yeah, it was great.
Them taking the belt and smacking the floor like they beat us.
Act like you've been there before.
And again, they haven't.
And they haven't.
So
then you don't know how to act.
My thing is, listen. I don't feel like you should take personality away from players. I'm going to use a line of thinking that my buddy Matthew likes to talk about all the time. But I feel in context when one of the guys was, who's the center? Number four that was with Amari. National Player of the Year guy.
Oh, Johni Broome. Yeah.
He had 1 point and 4 boards in the
Amari,
first half.
There was an and one Amari did to him, and it probably didn't show on TV, but Amari stared him down, smiling the entire way back.
Absolutely outplayed him.
It was unbelievable.
Absolutely outplayed him. So the concept of when he joined in, I was just like, okay.
Yeah,
not to mention
anything.
Not to mention, I believe it was either Trent Noah or Travis Perry. Obviously, it has to be one of those two. That our boy, the mouth, the guy at Auburn that just likes to trash talk.
Oh gosh,
that
Mazzara?
is the guy was born before 9/11.
Oh yeah, Baker Mazzara. Yeah, he is. I don't know if he's on some substances he's not allowed to be on, but the guy is like always jumping up and down, smiling.
I want
it's
to
a
just
little concerning. Maybe need
he
to see Dare,
he
a Dare
talked
officer.
down to one of them. I watched the replay. It was just I saw white in a white T-shirt, so it was either one of those two. It was probably Perry, if I remember who was matched up with them. But just talking smack, and I was like, "Do you understand that you were almost 8 years older than this kid? You are almost 8 years. Why are you still in college?
25-year-old
Players that are younger than this dude from Auburn, Zion Williamson, Tyler Hero. These guys played forever ago in college.
Is Zion ever gonna get good?
He has the problem that he's beating he's beating his body up
Why
too
are you
much. He's
laughing?
just going to get injured. Well, yeah.
He was absolutely a stud in college.
But he blew out of his own shoe that one game and it injured him. Literally exploded out of his shoe. Like it
Wasn't a good look for Nike, was it? We ruined Zion's career.
Especially
Try our dunks.
Especially because it was at College Game Day's best matchup, the UNC Duke, because that's just only where they go apparently.
They don't go to Kentucky Auburn, and now we know why.
Wow.
Because the Billy Gillespie scenario, we're down 20 the entire game.
No, but they were showing pictures of Jay Billis, and they were just like, because they couldn't do anything. They were just like watching the game. They were really getting paid to like, didn't have to talk. They didn't have their headsets on. They're just like, oh, But I
Just a
don't think
fan.
you're allowed. I don't
I'm
think
gonna
you're
go get another ice cream.
I don't think you're allowed to get ice cream if you're not working this. So I just think you just sat there and just.
Who makes that rule?
Did you have like a sad ice cream, or you like just
No ice cream, no
Yeah,
time.
no
I was
time.
too busy yelling at the guy to my right. We were in an argument the entire game. It was
no
great.
ice cream at
So,
the barbecue party?
Do you
apparently.
remember Kobe Bryant drives in
the one where he got hit in the head backwards like this?
and they didn't review it, and the entire 25,000 people were screaming, "Review it," and they didn't. And then Lamont Butler
The
comes
Butler,
down,
yep.
shoots the ball, misses, gets his own rebound.
Mhm.
Like he scoots inbounds,
Yeah.
right, and grabs the ball, and they stop the play, and they go to review it, and they announce over the intercom, "We're reviewing
Out of
if he
bounds.
was in bounds," and then they come back,
They're like, actually, you
Well-
hit him in the elbow when you went to originally.
didn't even say anything in the state.
Oh,
So
okay.
25,000 people, we
They're
see
like-
a guy walk to shoot free throws for technicals, and we're like, what? We're reviewing an out of bounds play. It's the first time I've ever seen, and I've probably been to close to 50 games at Rupp now. I have no idea. That'd be a fun thing to look into. People were throwing
Do I have to like look at
Yeah.
your ticket stubs and receipts? Okay.
throwing stuff on the court.
Okay.
I saw like
I've
two-
never seen that
I
before.
saw 2 cups get thrown on the court. People were so
I-
angry. So
I'm not saying momentum shifting in a way would have,
no, momentum
but-
shifted in a way.
but the biggest one in my opinion was, I believe it was Brea, but the
the three, the
passing
phantom
three,
three,
yeah, the phantom three,
He-
literally flopped because you're supposed to. If you flop now in college basketball, you're supposed to be given a flagrant one.
Yeah.
He jumped up, did not get touched, and then fell on
Flop.
his own.
like
That is a
fairy.
flop.
Yeah. Miles Kelly.
So someone was like, apparently, if you just want to win, anytime you shoot, just fall down and scream, and the refs are going to be like, "Oh, 2 shots!" Like, it's just so dumb. And someone's like, "We got to pay him a full-time salary because
I
this
saw
is
that.
this is
I
the
did see
quality of refereeing we're going to
You
get."
know what though? I mean, refereeing's been terrible. We just got to.
Yep.
They outplayed us. They
No,
did.
no, they're great.
They're great.
And the
And they're
news
deep- they're
afterwards was
deep.
even
They're-
bummed me out even more.
I mean, here's the thing. I was on ESPN talking Wildcat Chat on Friday, and Tony Pike, our boy, he asked me, he said, "What does Kentucky need to do to win this game?" And I wrongly said, "We need to slow down Janai Broome." Well, we slowed down Janai Broome. He was a non-factor in the game, and we lost by 78.
Yeah,
So-
he I think he had 9.7 boards or 7 points 9.
and he got a lot of it kind of late.
Yep.
But like during the highlight of the game where it was like
Mm-hmm.
crunch time, he was a
Yep.
non-factor.
Non-factor. But when you're getting people banking in threes, refs not on your side, and they're a great team. And poor Tony, is just if you're watching, because while that was happening to us, they had
Or
UC,
listening on Spotify.
UC had to go to Houston, and I know he was watching that.
I
and
think
then,
that
like,
was their last chance,
no,
right?
there is
You
there
still
is
think
a,
it's a
there is
glimmer
a
of hope?
prayer, but they have
You're
to
one of
do
those
something
guys.
in the
UC's
Big
out.
East tournament, like big time.
And they're not going to.
Uh,
We got to talk about it. Who was not playing that game, and who will not play the rest of the season?
Jackson, your boy, it's your guy.
And this is why it's really hard for me today, because I think Jackson.
This is your morning attire.
yes. This was the guy I thought we needed.
No, this is your dude all year long.
we need him in the tournament time. So we have like the worst luck with injuries.
As a Cincinnati fan of local sports, this past year, 2024, if you want to count that sort of counts with the 23-24 season of the Bengals with Joe Burrow's wrist, up through 2024 into now, has been unfathomable. Like, the Reds had more injuries than
McLean.
yeah,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's
It's
a bummer.
very-
I don't know what's in the water.
The only thing I will say, by the way, it's a torn subsheath to his ECU tendon.
And
Which
it's
plays-
it's his shooting wrist, right?
Critical role in the movement and stability of a wrist,
do-
which feels like
Can't do this.
movement and
Yeah.
stability of a wrist seems important for a shooter.
And a dribbler, yeah.
So maybe he needs to go to Joe Burrow's guy and do the thing, like the injection and the
But no
get back
matter
out
what,
there.
he's done with us, even if he gets the best.
He's done with us, which
yeah.
is sad. I like Jackson Robinson.
I did too. I know that Pope liked him.
So-
He came because Pope being at BYU.
So what does this mean? How do we move on?
How do we move on? This is kind of talking about the Butler in the Auburn game.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back to maybe our first or second Wildcat chat,
Okay.
just like nostalgically look fondly at us being like,
Saturday nights.
Hey!
That's my
Yeah, that's what you do?
at my
Yeah.
house. Yeah, Saturday nights. You're at wicked parties. I'm watching old.
I thought like for like Boston, like
Didn't
their
your
wicked
girl win
parties.
something last night at the?
No, they sang beforehand. but they did win 2. But it was like
Oh,
costumes.
we're getting something in. They won. I didn't watch it. So.
I actually told him I was going to make a joke that we were going to cut halfway through this because the
And we're
truck
gonna
went
start
down.
dancing?
Yeah.
Oh, because the truck
Because
went
the
down.
truck went
That's
down.
great.
No, I
keep
was
running
not
into
a
this thing.
huge
It's going to go
fan.
down.
I was not a huge fan of Butler at the beginning, just from watching him because he couldn't finish.
And guess what
at
he couldn't
the rim,
do?
and he couldn't. And I was like, if we're doing this,
Yeah.
we're not going anywhere.
So
6 layups the dude missed.
I'm glad you brought this up because me and my son, we were debating why is this the game tactic here that we're going to drive to the lane against one of the best interior teams in the country and let Lamont Butler finish with his left hand when he has a bum left shoulder and he missed 6 times. What are we doing? That's not our game.
Matt Jones, that was the biggest.
Is that what he said too? I didn't see it.
Talking about like what is our game plan when they are so good on defense for this thing.
Right.
Let's try not to do that.
Yeah.
You're literally walking in the belly of the beast, basically. So we need him to be the guy.
Yeah.
He needs to be healthy. He needs to be our floor manager. He needs to make them.
I knew the answer before I looked. Sorry to cut you off. You know how many assists he had?
2.
0.
Yeah. So he needs to be
And
better.
see, I knew that because when I watched him, I was like, he's never passing the ball. He shot.
And guess what? Guess when Lamont Butler looked like that?
Oh, God, he shot 13
He looked like that
times.
at Ohio State.
And that's
And it
what
was
happened.
all one-on-one stuff. So
L's.
assists, you need to have Oweh and him
Yeah.
be able to finish at the basket or like draw fouls.
Yeah.
But the biggest linchpin, biggest key piece,
You like
which
linchpin. You always bring
I-
every episode I've watched last Saturday, every single one.
you watched him again. What was it? Permeated. I got to throw in words that you're just like, I did portmanteau, poor man's toe. See, there you go. You're
that was
learn.
Portman's toe.
Portmanteau.
Portmanteau.
But the key and we briefly brushed on it because of his playing time. Kobe Bryant needs to play and he needs to make shots.
I've got good news. I think he played some good defense on Saturday.
I
really did.
I think he's
really did.
been very much an improvement. Being able to go in that Oklahoma game, get 7 boards. Obviously, we will need your Perrys and your Noahs to come in and just do something. Almanor needs to have his couple of threes. Chandler needs to cheer from the sidelines.
So Carr has averaged 27 minutes the last 2 games. You know how many minutes Almanor's averaged? 6. So something's going on there. I think Almanor might be getting shelved. Perry only had 7 minutes. Noah had 8. He must have played late in the game when we were walking up the steps. Sad.
We were dead in the water coming out of the second half of Auburn because we had 6 straight turnovers and no field goals, which is impressive for any team to do.
It's hard to beat Transylvania, yet alone Auburn.
It's generally Amari Williams knows how to back a dude down off the dribble. If Andrew Carr starts doing it, I want to jump on the court.
He missed those little 7-footers he shoots. He misses them all the time. Stop it.
But I don't know how many times the guy can get his
Pocket picked.
I haven't said picket pocked, and my brain
pocked?
just went.
Portmanteaus.
Yes, exactly. Like you're what 6'11"? Use your arm length. Don't let the guy. And every time he's terrible. If you notice, I've got the guy back down. I've got the guy back down. And as the ball goes, they can just easily just go around. Like you got to be stronger. So
He's not strong. He weighs like
I know.
84 pounds.
So then you got to be the guy
Looks
on
like
the
Jules
perimeter.
Kamar out there.
Yeah. You want to talk about old players?
Yeah. Let's go.
I didn't even know he was on the Jazz, but Big Oscar played last night.
Did he?
Double. Utah Jazz. I had no idea he wasn't with.
Shibwe. Does it start with an S? Does not. Just got to bring back the name stuff. Shibwe starts with a T.
Yes.
I would fail.
No, just the fact that he's getting doubles in the NBA playing. I thought he was still with the Pacers organization. I had no idea he even left.
So the one
saw that
shining
last
moment
night.
for me, other than Brea's defense in
Mhm.
this game and yelling at the guy 2 doors down from me, was because that was actually kind of fun. The Y at the games they always do. They spell out Kentucky.
You were
The
excited
Y
about
was
those, yep.
1996 and 1998 champion and 97 runner-up point guard Wayne Turner, who is my favorite player of all time.
Because
So I
you
was-
gave me a would I rather have this person or that
Yeah.
person, and I was just like, that's before my time, and you're like, oh, he would have destroyed
Wayne Turner.
Knight or whoever.
Have you ever watched a game Wayne Turner's played?
I need to go. I mean,
You've
I've
never
watched highlights, so I'm sure he's been in those highlights. But I just remember more Scott.
Who's
help me.
Scott?
Scott. It's not Shepard, obviously. That's Jeff Shepard. Scott. Oh, gosh.
Oh, Scott Paget.
Pageant.
Yeah.
That's a lot of him.
Yeah, a lot of threes from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pageant. Yeah, that's it. That's cool.
Derek Anderson.
I actually watched the
Anthony
97 game that they lost, and I'm pretty sure they went into overtime. They were that
Simon,
close from being
Miles Simon is still ineligible. Look it up. He was ineligible then. He's ineligible now. Him and Mike Bibby just
could have had a dynasty.
We had a dynasty. We got cheated, just like we got cheated every game. These damn refs.
Heard it here.
Darn refs. Okay, we gotta go through here.
All right.
So we're gonna move on with Kobe Bryant. So how many minutes is Kobe gonna play? 30+ minutes. Has to.
I think he has to. I think so. We joked about Amari, and they literally had the day after we talked about his minutes.
Mhm.
He came out. Pope came out and talked about the fact that they do poorly the longer he's out, but they do poorly when he's taken
When
out.
he's winded, he's going to have to play 30 minutes in the SEC and the NCAA.
So a lot of people think the one thing, for Auburn for sure.
Sure.
Yes, but the one thing that people like poo-poo him for this season, Pope, is his substitutions. But I think like he's playing with like it.
I talked
I
about
think
that
he's
with
doing-
Tony Pike too on ESPN 1530. Catch him 12 to 3 Monday through Friday. All the things.
Nice. I think he's doing okay for what he's got.
Play your guys, and now with Robinson out, you got to play 7. I really believe SEC play 7. Who's the 7 we're playing? Amari, Butler,
Oweh, Brea, like a Garrison Carr, but then
Garrison. So who's the 7th?
Almanor.
Over.
You bring
Noah and
Perry.
Perry. See you next year.
Maybe if you need a one
Little 5-minute spell. Yeah, I'm with you.
Butler needs it. Oweh needs it. None.
Yeah.
No Chandler.
Yeah. I agree. It might be a 6-man rotation now, honestly, and just maybe Almanor play 10 minutes, 8 minutes.
Have
It
them
could be a
ready
tight
in case of foul trouble. That's the only time they need to be out there if everything's going well. I do think we can win both this week.
So who do we got? We got LSU Tuesday, and we got Missouri on Saturday.
Yeah.
Missouri, by the way, has beaten Alabama, Florida, and Kansas. And they're ranked 14th, but they're coming off a loss to Vandy.
Yep. And we're playing at noon. Saturday games
In Missouri.
Yeah.
Is it actually in Missouri, or is it like the Chiefs that like say they're from Kansas City, but then they play in Missouri?
I'm pretty sure it's from
really
Missouri.
confusing. I hate the Chiefs.
It's like Cincinnati's airport is not in Cincinnati.
That was my fault.
I didn't say it was your
I live
fault.
by that airport, so I'm with it.
No, so here's the crazy thing. Right now, 8th seed. Not the SEC
In the
in the SEC tournament, not in the NCAA tournament.
I'm with you.
If we go 2-0, there's a chance we can go all the way down to a 5 seed.
Saw that.
If we go 0-2, there is a chance we go all the way to the 14th.
14 out of 16.
Yeah. So
Fire Mark
Yeah.
Pitt.
Arkansas would have to have like the game of their life and a lot of things.
Well,
for
they
that
did
to
that
happen.
once.
Yeah.
Against us.
But on Saturday, they did not. I believe it was.
They had so I had a friend text me and he goes, "Hey, look at the Arkansas score.
It
2
was
minutes to go. They had 9 points in the first half. They
Ugh.
were 3 of 21 shooting.
Ugh.
Been there.
Mm.
Cal's teams could not shoot. That's
I
one thing I
understand.
will say. They could.
What do
not
you
shoot.
practice? That's the one thing. It's just like, what do you
practice? We ain't talking about the game we love. We talk about practice.
talk about? Practice, man.
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson, in case anyone is curious.
They know. So what seed are we in the tournament? I do this every week. We're getting closer.
Right now, Lenardi
in the NCAA.
bumped us from a 3 to a mid-4, being in the same bracket as I think Alabama's region.
Ugh.
It looked
I
rough.
don't think we can beat Alabama.
I don't want to be in
Alabama
Auburn.
and
I don't want to be in
Auburn are
Auburn's
terrifying.
region.
I want Duke, I think. Do you want Florida or Duke as your one
Florida,
over Duke?
mm-hmm.
Because of Cooper Flag,
because of Jason. I want to see him cry.
my brother.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. He's a great guy. No, I don't want to
Jump.
see Duke again because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You know they're going to do it, though. You know they're going to do it.
No, I want to see Louisville again because all this talk, all this.
There's
like,
a good
all this
chance.
all this they're all like, we're so sorry, we're playing in a mediocre conference. Because one time, one of their guys was like, hey, like since we played, like we've gone up and you guys gone down, and then everyone just like showed the stats of like how
Who
horrible
we're playing and who they're playing. Yeah.
But of course,
So
hey,
what are they in? The Big East? I don't even know anymore.
they're in the ACC, and the ACC is just that bad. It's terrible.
I didn't know the ACC
They
still
said
existed.
they said South Carolina, who only has won a couple games in the SEC, would still be like the 5th best team in the ACC.
South Carolina sucks. They're so
Well,
bad.
North Carolina sucks this year.
It's fair.
Dude, everyone's like, "Oh, Duke, oh, Cooper, oh, he's so good," and you're just like,
Carolina Panthers also suck. Does the Carolina just, if you have Carolina and you're not good at
once
sports?
MJ left, I don't know.
Okay.
No, we need to go 2-0
So we're
this
going
week.
2-0.
I get
Mark
to
it
the,
down.
Get
We're
to
going
the
to get
weekend
to
of the-
5.
We could. I'm
Okay.
going to say 6 to be
6.
generous.
What are you going to be happy with in the we'll
Sa-
talk about it next
Get
week.
to the weekend.
Get to
Thursday,
the-
Friday.
yeah.
Win your Thursday, Friday. Get
with
to
you.
Saturday or Sunday. That'll get you, I believe, a 4 or 3 seed.
I would love a 3. I think we're kind of locked in at a 4 now. And
I think we win out. We can get up to a 3.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think 2
But
seeds
especially if we have to play like an Auburn or a Florida or a Tennessee for a 3rd time, and we beat them again.
Yeah.
I think we can get to a 3 seed.
gone. Awesome. All right.
I think
Well,
we can do it.
2-0. Are we going shirtless if we go 2-0? We've talked about it, but
Let's do it.
I'm very
Preview
sad.
the SEC tournament.
The wrist has made me very
Please,
sad.
but do that, but shirtless, and then we'll be fun. It'll be
Stop.
fun.
All right. I'm Bill,
I'm Chase.
and that was Wildcat Chat.